So your project identifies several barriers that discourage adults with disabilities from entering the workforce. What recommendations do you have to overcome these barriers?
Well, I think one of the things we learned in our research was that it takes a group of services to overcome barriers to work. As you said, there are many barriers to work. And so our particular research project was on trying to overcome the financial barriers to work. What if we produce educational materials that teach people the value of work at various stages of their lives, particularly focused on the young adults as they transition from young adulthood into prime age, working age? And we found that if we can coordinate those programs, that calculator, with other existing services for those individuals in terms of benefit counselors and things, then we have the greatest chance of making a contribution.
Great. Now, you make a financial argument to encourage people with disabilities to enter the labor market. How will you communicate that they will actually get more benefits, not fewer benefits, if they work?
We're actually going to communicate in a variety of ways. We have an approach that is, the more ways you communicate, the more likely you are to reach the greatest numbers. So the ways we have in mind are, one, talk to the people who actually educate them, their benefits counselors, and train those benefits counselors on the advantages of work, showing them both a financial calculator that allows them to get the general idea, but also showing them individualized portfolios where you can type in your own information, or the benefit counselor can, and then basically a ticker tape will print out with your information on it about what if you just had benefits, what if you had benefits plus work, what if you worked only, what would the returns be. Another way we thought about doing this is to create some visualization strategies where we actually get people to visualize the concepts of changing their ideas about how to engage in the labor market, which aren't about the math or about the calculations, but are more about, imagine you were in the workforce, imagine you actually had a savings account. Those are the types of things that we're thinking about.
You've already answered part of my next question, but let me ask it anyway. One challenge may be that they are focused on non-monetary benefits, such as not having to go to work. How will you make similar non-monetary benefits of working more salient?
Well, that is actually where we took up this visualization strategy, where what you learn when you sit down in the financial calculator is, you're at the same time you're learning, I get an extra $100 a month in my check or $500 a month in my check when I work with benefits. You also put it in the context of a visualization where you show them with social networks that form at work, where you show them engaging in skills development that allow them to move from one job, which is a low-level job, a starting job, to a higher-level job. And our approach is put this all on a single page so that you're interacting the financial gain with the concept of the community and the skills building that work brings.
Now, what is the role of the disabled person support group? What supporting group barriers will need to be overcome to encourage disabled people to join the labor force?
Without considering all the individuals that they come into contact with. They have a challenge that is associated with their disability, but they also have a challenge with dealing with the benefit system, with interacting with their employers. And so if you don't put what you're doing, in this case our financial tool, in the context of their other provider network, you don't get very far. So one of the things we're doing is we're actually talking to people who are the service providers at that level and engaging them early in the conversation about how best to take our research and put it into practice.
It sounds great. Is there a question you wish I had asked you, or something else you would like to share with our viewers about your project?
Well, I think the question I have that I think we all need to ask is, if the financial gains are there, why do so few people with disabilities work? Why have their employment rates fallen for 20 years? And I think the answer is that we've made it very challenging to choose work plus benefits. We've made it challenging because the benefit rules are often complex. They can be overwhelming, and with people's fears about, will I lose my benefits if I engage in the labor market, it's actually pretty cumbersome to think that they can make a different choice. So I feel that what we can do here is educate people about the values.
Now, your work obviously is directly linked with some, I think, very significant implications for Social Security. How would you change the Social Security statement to encourage more disabled people to join the labor market? Or what is what is currently in there? You know, because you mentioned that it's so complicated. Is there some way of simplifying this so that they can understand, right in the statement itself, so they can understand the benefits of of working?
I think that raises a particularly good point for the people with disabilities population, in that by the time people are getting their statement, and it's almost too late if they've gone on DI, what we're really trying to do is engage people before they make the decision to apply or claim benefits, or once they have gone on to SSI for young adults, they actually are making a statement about their future. And so we feel that at the statement level, sometimes it's almost too late. You need to really start educating people early on about the value, and it might mean sending out additional materials about things that don't appear in the statement.
Your project sounds great. I'm so glad we had this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.